I want to talk about food. Something massive happened to me last week. I'm no longer allowed to eat shreddies. yeah, I'm gluten intolerant. I wasn't that pleased. I had a test, and this German doctor, she said, "What you eat in the morning?" Apparently she was a Chinese lady from Germany. So, "What you eat in the morning?" And I said, "Shredders." And she hit me with a question I never thought I'd be asked. She looked at me and went, "What are shreddies?" I was like, "I don't know. They're knitted by grannies. They keep them hunger locked up till lunchtime." But she was like, "Do they contain wheat?" I was like, "I don't think so." And then she looked at me and went, "You must never eat them again." And I sulked. I genuinely sulked. I was like, "I'm not allowed to eat shredders. It's not fair." And then later that day, after I was wandering around complaining about shredding, I read this article, which made me feel like a piece of shit. More than 8 million people in Britain live in households that struggle to put enough food on the table. I'm bitching about shreddies, when the level of food poverty in this country is crippling, particularly with kids. In the UK, for every class of 30 kids, 9 of them live in poverty. As many as 3 million children are going back to school after the holidays hungry. Like, it's heartbreaking, isn't it? It makes you want to go to a school with a load of food. And then I thought about it, and I was like... it's gonna look dodgy, isn't it? Psst. You want a sandwich? I mean, that is gonna be misunderstood, isn't it? That will be on the front page of The Sun. Russell, how hard tries to get kid in van. You're like, no! No! But it genuinely crushed me. And you know the worst thing? We have starving kids, and we're throwing away food. 17 billion pounds of food and drink is wasted every year in the UK. And some of the reasons why are ridiculous. Mountains of strawberries and lettuces are left to rot in fields because supermarkets say they're too ugly to sell. Who complains about ugly veg? You're gonna eat it, not fuck it. Like... Nobody's ever... How's your salad, sir? Utterly minging. I wouldn't fuck. Why don't we give... Like, the thing that kills me is you read stuff like that and you're like, why don't we give this food to the kids? Like, but it's wonky, so? We don't get rid of wonky people. If we did, I wouldn't be on telly. And we wouldn't have a Prime Minister. Or, for that matter, we wouldn't have a Leader of the Opposition. But MPs don't have to worry about food, because while some kids are starving, we give in Parliament 3.7 million for food and drink. How about you paying for your own lunch, like nurses do, like firemen do, like other public servants do, you cheeky shit? And do you know the worst thing? They're not even grateful. MPs complain about free House of Commons dinners. We buy for them. Mini tantrums were thrown about porridge. Tantrums! Your MP's not Goldilocks. This free porridge is too lumpy. This free porridge is too wet. If they're acting like Goldilocks, I say release the bears. Release the bears. Elsewhere in the news, have you seen the new advert to protect kids from ISIS? Oh, my God. It contains some of the most obvious advice ever.
Police have launched a new campaign to warn young children to run and hide from any terror attack.
I've climbed to the summit of Everest.
I've tackled some big units. I've brought down the All Blacks.
I've started from the bottom and fought my way to the top.
Do you know what I do in a knife or gun terror attack? Run, hide, tell.
What kid isn't gonna do that?
Run, hide, tell. I was gonna stay, fight, tap dance.
Tom, look, there's the terrorist. Really? Do you want to play tickle piss? I just don't understand this advert. Look what they think kids are going to do if they're under threat.
They're worried too many are willing to film what happens on their smartphones rather than protect their own safety.
Film it! Do they honestly believe kids are going to do this? Oh, my God, I think there's a terrorist. I'm so scared. So what happened? Wow. It gets weirder. Look at the final bit of advice they're given.
Escape if you can. Can you get away without exposing yourself to greater danger? This is better than surrender or negotiating.
Negotiate. They're telling kids not to negotiate. Are there really children in this country thinking, I can turn him round? I want to kill you. Let's talk this through. Help me. Help you. Help me help you. Would you like a fidget spinner? Is that some kid? Oi, Beardy, pick a number, pick a colour, pick a number, pick a colour. Red, R-E-D. Number! 3. 1, 2, 3. Your interpretation of Islam is naive and simplistic. Now, this week, I'm going to talk about online shopping. You can get anything delivered online. I mean anything. Food, clothes, a book of images not to masturbate to. You can even get guinea pig armour. Like, look at you lot. Oh, I am getting that. Some of you going, that is worth getting a guinea pig just to dress him up like a knight. He didn't just have a suit of armour, he also had his own transport. Like, it's brilliant. But of course I think that, because I'm English. We buy so much pointless stuff online. We spend more online per person than any other country in the world. More than £422 million a day. No, not woo. We don't need it. I'm the worst, man. Last week, I bought a self-enema kit. Yeah. I read up about my gut health and thought, I need a purge. Now, if you're thinking about buying one, don't! Like, in fact, the noise he made, that was exactly what I made. I'm talking instant regret, just no. Although it was the only time my eyes have gone straight. That's the only good thing. Don't do it. They are the exact opposite of Pringles. Once you pop, you can stop. And do you know the worst thing? I was out when it was delivered. So the parcel was handed directly to my neighbour. Now, every time I see him, it's unbelievably awkward. All right, Ross, how's your belly? Fuck off, Jeff! The point I'm making, we all get stuff delivered to our house. We all get angry when we get the text from the driver. Oh, my God, they want me to stay in the comfort of my house to get the thing that I want. They're taking a piss, aren't they? But I found out something the other day that really made me think. Do you know, a lot of delivery drivers only get paid when they successfully deliver a parcel. So if you're not in, they don't get paid. Their working conditions are terrible. Some couriers are charged 150 quid if they're sick and they can't find a replacement driver. It's such bullshit. If you're throwing up, how are you meant to find a replacement? Just wandering up to people in the street. Help! Russell Howard needs an enema. How is it their responsibility? No one else has to do that. When Adele cancelled her Wembley gigs, she didn't get Greg Davies to do it.
Leave a man go find someone new. Now he's looking for the best for you.
insane. We need to talk about this. Some drivers have apparently been urinating in bottles or defecating in bags because of a lack of time. And people say, oh, being a comedian's a tough job. I've never shat in a bag. I mean, I've been asked to. I've got some weird fans. But the point is, I've never done it. So why do delivery drivers have such a tough time? Well, it's because they're self-employed, which sounds great, but actually means they do the same job as an employee without any of the rights. Long hours, minimum wage, no protection. If they're really self-employed, why do we have stories like this? One delivery company charged a driver nearly 800 quid because he was run over while he was at work. He was charged for not working after he was run over working for the company that charged him. If you think about that when you're stoned, your head will explode. Self-employed. Companies are always using clever language to justify low-paying work. I mean, look what Subway call their staff. Sandwich artists. Does it get more patronising than that? That's how you get toddlers to do jobs, not adults. You're a sandwich artist. And you're a toilet wizard. And you're a trolley elf. And while we're at it, I'll tell you what else can fuck off. When supermarkets give their staff name tags. No one's ever used them. You would look instantly creepy. Imagine that. Are you collecting vouchers for school? No. I don't have children, Jennifer. That's your name, isn't it? The biggest bullshit term is the gig economy. You're not working, it's a gig. It's not a job, it's a gig. Fuck off. I do gigs. When I go to work, people applaud. That's a gig. Britain isn't full of people going, ooh, Deliveroo driver. Just Uber, 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 Uber. Ah. It's not a gig, it's a job. They're not parcel pixies, they're not taxi trolls, they're human beings. So companies should start treating them with a bit of fucking respect. They make you millions. They make you millions. So if they're ill, they shouldn't be made to pay. They shouldn't have to get a replacement. And if they're injured at work, help them out. So what can we do? Well, if you don't like the way these companies treat their staff, boycott them. If you're getting something delivered, stay in. Stay in. Maybe let the driver in to take a shit. If you're getting a Deliveroo, tip the driver. He's ridden to a restaurant to bring you dinner whilst you were sat in your pants. And one last thing, and this goes out to everyone in this land of ours. Don't buy an enema kit. Please. Did you hear about Facebook's latest proposal?
It may seem absolutely preposterous, but Facebook is really telling people to send them naked pictures they might have of themselves. The social network promises it is part of a way to prevent someone from posting those same pictures online as a form of revenge porn.
Now, Facebook reckon they will look at the photos, recognise the photos, and stop them from ever appearing online. I've got a better idea. If you've got a photo of you naked, fucking delete it. Who is going to look at a photo of their genitals and go, God, it'd be a nightmare if I get out? Send. We can't trust Facebook. They don't even keep your birthday secret. Who in their right mind is going to send nude photos to a website that regularly posts memories? Hey, Russ, remember this? That being said, clearly something has to be done about revenge porn. Do you know, close to 4% of US internet users have been victims of revenge porn, including 10% of women under 30. Can we please stop behaving like arseholes? If there's any men watching this, if you're lucky enough to have sex with a woman, don't film it. 1, it's creepy. 2, it will never be good when you watch it back. You look like 2 potatoes fighting. And 3, what if the Lions copy it?